Hey
Hey,
everyone, how's it going? Nice to see you, Kendall. How you been?
I'm good. I'm good as always. Welcome back to the show, everybody. If you're listening and if you're watching us on one of our many platforms, welcome back.
And if you're watching us on the moon, I'm Hitesh. This is Kendall,
And welcome
and
to
we're
Have You
the
Seen Anything Good Lately?
yes. I didn't hear what you said, but I think you said have welcome to see anything good lately.
Yep. Today we'll be doing another tangent episode.
Yeah,
So in this episode, we're just going to be ranting and riffing off of some of the big things that have dropped lately, and maybe some of the smaller things that have been overlooked.
yeah.
Like City of the Lost. Is it the Lost City?
The Lost City, which
The
is
Lost City.
yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But these episodes are really fun to film and talk about. So take it away, Kendall.
So I've recently just finished watching Moon Knight. I thought that was really interesting, and it was interesting to hear my work's reception because they're not comic book nerds like us. They don't really get the character, and and that was just fine. I'm fine with that. But I love hearing their responses because they are the general public, and they are the people that Disney is trying to demographically um, lash onto. So
Yeah, they've
for
got us.
they've already got
They've got
us, but like they want the new viewers and stuff like that.
yeah.
And uh, my first initial thoughts on Moon Knight, it's pretty crazy. I think we talk about this all the time, how spoiled we are with these Marvel films, and because I was watching it and I was like, one, this is a way better than the this is way better than the oh well yeah, the book's interpretation. The Okay, it's complicated, but I'm going to try and explain it to you. But initially, what I found, I found this was very clever, and it's been cleaned up in the books by I think Warren Ellis and Jeff Lemire and maybe Matt Fraction, if I'm wrong. Basically, in the current canon of Moon Knight, he has a dissociative identity disorder, and basically he's a Batman-esque villain who draws his origins from ancient Egyptian mythology, and basically he is an avatar for Khonshu, who is the forgotten god of safe night travelers, safe passages, and of the innocent.
Yeah.
So people who travel at night, basically innocent people that walk in Rome at night. That's what the Moon Knight is supposed to be a guardian of. It's the clever thing that I really enjoyed about the show is that this whole idea of dissociative identity disorder sprung up from the fact that um, it was a huge editorial mistake. Like the reason why he has so many identities is because when they invented Moon Knight, his name was like what was the first character's name? Not Stephen Grant. It was
Mark.
Mark Spector. It was Mark Spector. And then when the book failed, they gave the story to another writer and editor, and they were like, "Screw continuity. He's not a mercenary anymore. He's a billionaire playboy or whatever. Like he's like a he's a Grant. What was it? Stephen Grant. He's who's that other guy? Jacob something.
Jake
Jake
Longley?
Longley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob. And I was like, the reason why he has so many identities is because it was a huge editorial mistake in the 70s. Like, because they like, oh, when they created him, this is the story, this is origins. Oh, it's quite boring. He's Batman. He's Batman-esque kind of character. Okay, let's get rid of him. And because he's not selling books. And then they were like, what else can we do? Let's revamp Moon Knight. They bring back Moon Knight. They change his name. They put him in New York and stuff like that. Maybe like a spy-esque kind of thing. Oh, he's not selling anymore. Let's throw him away. And then they bring him back again. And this time they're like, No, he's not. He's not Stephen Grant. He's Jake Longley. And then then basically towards the more modern, probably
Run.
in the 90s, they were like, who is he? Is he these three? It's a huge editorial mistake. They were just trying to sell the book. How do we make this work? We got to change the character, change his powers. People didn't even know what his powers were back then. They just kept on making crap up. And then in the modern canon, they just basically were like, he's all of them. He's all of these people. He just has a mental disorder. And then I was like, that's quite clever, and I love what they've done. I love what the show's done with. I love the fusion of real, they've actually got Egyptian to Middle Eastern and influences in the actual show. I remember I was watching with my girlfriend, and we were every time the credits came on, we started just banging our heads to the music.
Yeah, the music is really good.
The music is really, really good. It's guilty good. It's just too good. It's too good for this show, man. And it's having Ethan Hawke in the film helps solidify, because it helps solidify the authenticity of the film as an actual piece of art. Also,
he's a prestigious actor.
He doesn't do it for the money and stuff like that.
No.
Sometimes he does, but he doesn't like that because he feels like it's a waste of his time. He was persuaded by Oscar Isaac to do this show, and he helps solidify. Marvel has been bringing in these top tier actors, be it Robert Redford, to help solidify that we're more than just superhero films, but we're actually real films. And
these are human stories.
Yeah,
or God stories.
One of my there's so many great things to talk about it, and I just want to give a little shout out or note, I just want to bring up a notable aspect, which is the voice of Khonshu provided by is it
Murray F. Abraham?
Yeah, Murray F. Abraham. Oh, I've always loved that dude.
Yeah.
Every time he comes, I was like, someone needs to give him more work, and his voice was incredible. I was like,
random side note, he's in a show called Mythic Quest.
Oh, that's right.
Which I highly recommend. It's really, really funny and really, really good.
But he left after season 2, right, or something?
Yeah. I think it was more health concerns because he lives in England, and he has to travel to America, and he's getting kind of older, and with the pandemic and COVID, he's kind of
when he lent his voice, I was like,
but yeah, he's got a really good godly voice. It's so deep, and
when I heard it, I was like, sorry.
There's also really cool senses of humor in his tone.
Kill him now, Mark. I love he's heavy on the K's.
Yeah.
He's like, do it now. You're weak. Give me the other one. It's incredible, and he's doing an amazing performance. And I just, as soon as I heard his voice, I was like, I know who that is, but I couldn't put my finger on it, and I thought I could guess. I was wrong. And then F. Murray Abraham was like, oh, he's so good. I love him in Amadeus. He was in Amadeus, and he was in the Grand Budapest Hotel. But
beautiful movie.
The show is really well done. One thing, and this is something that I've noticed a lot on social media, that a lot of video essays have put up, and it's one thing I also have an issue with. It's the big, massive spectacle climax, where it has to be big and bold, and I'm like, couldn't it be an emotional one?
No, but the thing is, Marvel's competing with Marvel, so they're competing with their movies. You know what I mean?
They're trying to one up the last one.
Yeah, so Moon Knight's competing with whatever the last.
I feel like you don't need to do that. You could do that with these ones, but I felt like an emotional climax. would have been more devastating, and there was more risk.
It would have had bigger impact than just having a massive fight. I mean, We needed a fight.
I liked it, but I was like, man, I was like, it took me out for a little bit. I was like, remember when this was about his emotional abuse that he had? And I was like, whoa! I was like,
Yeah.
this is the real heart of the story here.
Was that
This is
episode 4? Episode 4. That was
Was
like
it episode 4? Towards like 5 or 6.
or either 4 or 5.
Yeah, because he was in the ward. No, he was like traveling around. Like, yeah, it was like
It
towards
must
the
have
end.
been 5. Must have been 5.
I was like towards the end. I was like, make the conclusion something like he can't go back from.
Yeah.
Like something emotional, because like it seems like all his pain is internal. Make that the big climax, and like just like kind of like what I think Daredevil did it really well, where there's actually like Daredevil season 3 where there's like they're fighting.
Yeah.
But Daredevil destroys Kingpin emotionally because Vanessa's there. He's looking right at her, and he tells him like, "So long as you're alive, I want you to remember me, that I am the man that defeated you. Never come back to the city." And he's like heartbroken because he's going to prison. 2, the love of his life is over there, and 3,
Watching. Yeah.
he's broken. He's just, the Kingpin is like super strong, and he's been broken internally. And I was like, Marvel's doing. They're doing some good stuff. They're doing some bad stuff.
I think I don't think they do a lot of bad stuff. I think they do okay stuff.
They do a lot of decent stuff.
Yeah, they do mediocre stuff. Like bad stuff is like DC does bad stuff.
Yeah, DC does.
But like I think Marvel does okay to.
Yeah,
excellent.
they've never. The bar has like, this is the bar, and everything they do up here is where they're at. Everything above the bar, but they never strayed. Maybe like
below that.
When they were beginning Marvel.
Yeah.
Below the bar, but no, they've kept a consistent level of quality for their films, and it's no different from what I received in Moon Knight. Very interesting. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a fun show. It was weird. It's nice to see like a Marvel series or movie. It wasn't really connected to the MCU. They didn't really mention a lot of other events. The only thing
they connected to was the blip or something like that. Like,
yeah,
but I guess blip world.
But I guess the blip is so big that you got to talk about it anyway.
I love it because, like, if you think about it, like how art reflects reality. They live in a post-blip world. We live in a post-COVID world, and they've had to adjust, and so have we.
Yeah.
And the billions of lives that are lost in the blip, and billions of lives that we lost during our huge waves of pathogens.
Yeah, so Thanos is COVID. So where's Captain America and Iron Man snapping us back?
Oh, it was Dr. Fauci and Dr. Fauci's like got the Doctor Strange hands. He's like up on the podium.
Ashley Bloomfield is like
Ashley Bloomfield. Yeah.
He's a Hulk.
He does. He does. He does look like an Eric Banner kind of character. Yeah. I mean, not Eric Banner. I mean Bruce Banner.
Eric Banner. Eric Banner did play Bruce Banner.
Do you want to talk about? Have you seen the She-Hulk
yes.
trailer? Would you like to go into that?
I'm excited for that. Despite the CGI crap, I'm really looking forward to this. Like, I don't know, it looks like kind of like a law dramedy, like reminiscence of like the early 2000s, kind of like a courtroom drama.
Yeah,
it's got like Boston Legal vibes. If anyone recalls that show,
Boston Legal with Ally McBeal.
Yeah, it's got those like real like early 2000s like courtroom vibes, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really, really good show. Interesting how they're bringing back the Abomination. It's sad that what's that guy's name that died recently who played General Ross?
Oh, John Hurt.
Yeah, it's a shame that he passed away. I hope they have some sort of nod to him because he was kind of instrumental in the MCU.
That's kind of like that poor actor that passed away in Moon Knight.
Oh
In
yeah,
Moon Knight, he died in a skiing accident early this year, and I was like, I knew it, like it impacted me when I read it in the first, like, early this year, and I watching him perform, and I think they edited the show because he kind of he's attacked by Moon Knight because he's a bad guy. But when he falls off his horse, we don't get to see it because he runs into a giant cloud of fog or mist. And I thought that was a deliberate move by the studio because
it's kind of insensitive if you kind of kill him off the other way.
Like, I was like, oh my gosh, skiing accidents, man! Don't do it! Don't do it! So if you're gonna act as something, don't go skiing. That's all I'm saying. And then and having John Hurt pass away, I love in their memory, like a little thing.
Yeah,
I think they should do that for
because like I said, he's instrumental in the MCU, and he's kind of important to the Hulk story.
Yeah, so, the whole Hulk mythology. He's the father of Betty Ross.
Yeah,
who's Bruce's love interest. It's so interesting. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird that they haven't really mentioned her ever
at all.
I mean, I know it's a contract thing, but it's just weird that like it's his Mary Jane, it's his Pepper Potts, it's his it's his big love interest, and she's like never mentioned again. And then he's kind of had a weird relationship with Black Widow, and that's about it.
That could have worked for me, but they did it wrong. It felt really forced and pushed in Age of Ultron.
I like the way that it was introduced in Age of Ultron. I like how we didn't get a lot of context before, and then it's kind of like they've been hanging out together, and
you can see why those two would be well for each other. They're incredibly dangerous yet vulnerable insecures.
Yeah.
But yeah. So She-Hulk, played by Tatiana Maslany.
I'm looking forward to it. She's a tremendous actress.
Oh, I didn't watch Orphan Black.
No, neither. I want to revisit that or rewatch it or watch it.
I saw her playing double roles, like triple roles, and I was like, she is a powerhouse of acting ability. Like I was like, and then I saw her in a bunch of other things as well. And every time I saw her, I was like, this is incredible. I saw her in Perry Mason. She has a pretty powerful role in that show.
I'm really looking forward to this. I love how Jamila Jamil is in this from Good Place, which is a really good show. You guys should watch it. It's about the afterlife and all of that. But I like how she's getting kind of a big shot in a Marvel property.
It really does seem like when I was watching it, I got this vibe, like it's a very when I watch like Bridesmaids, I know it's not made for me, but I can still enjoy it at the same time. I give it this vibe, like it's got like a lot of female humor. The guys don't really get it very much, and it talks about stuff that like only women like. It seems like a really female-led
production.
Yeah, but like almost kind of like rom-com kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's what I'm looking forward to, like a MCU rom-com.
Yeah, like an Ally McBeal vibe to it, working in the office, but she's trying to deal with her romantic life.
And then dealing with being She-Hulk and
like being a superhero, and then she's like,
and she's got a family life, she's got to juggle as well.
It's really interesting, and
I think it's going to be, and I like.
Have people been complaining about the CGI thing?
Yeah, Marvel redid the CGI.
Yeah, because it does look a bit iffy. It's because when it comes to everything physically is fine, but what's wrong is that they still haven't mastered how to do the facial, because you have to match the facial expressions. It's very difficult.
And I think people were upset with the way that Hulk Bruce Banner looks as well in this.
But he looks exactly how he looked in the last couple of films.
No, he looks slightly different, and people are all up in arms.
Oh, it's Brainy Hulk, isn't it?
Yeah, but like he looks different to Endgame Hulk, and also in Shang-Chi he's Bruce Banner when he's in the hologram thing.
Oh yeah. The one thing I found annoying was, and as I was watching the trailer, she was flexing in and out of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. She's in the books, like originally in the first couple of books, she could switch back and forth at will. But I was like, but towards like the canonical order of the character, she usually just stays She-Hulk. And I was like, why do they keep switching her back? I don't
think
like
they
that.
could. Yeah, I don't know.
Is
They
it
could
because that CGI of having her communicate is so difficult? But I'm like, I've always like,
probably cheaper.
Yeah, that's why.
And
That's what I'm thinking.
also like if they're planning to do more than one season, which I hope they are, maybe they just want fans to get used to it. Like maybe they're just weaning into it slowly.
I've always enjoyed She-Hulk. Just like she like walks into like a courthouse and she's always still green. Her clothes are a little bit bigger than everyone else's.
Yeah. I remember in the cartoons, and I really enjoyed her in the cartoons.
Yeah, she's a little bit like less rigid than Bruce.
Yeah,
and a lot more fun and a lot more.
She's like snarky and
she's very like she's very much staunch against her views on like social issues and injustices for superhumans. That's what I like about she, and I love how they introduced in the trailer that she's joining like a kind of a branch of like
a task force.
Legal.
I think, yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, it's about time.
Because like there are so many around now, and I hope there's like a cameo of like just to like it doesn't have to be anyone like huge. Like it'd be cool if you just see like Bucky Barnes or like someone like
in the books there was a what do they call themselves, the superhuman something commission, association commission or something. Basically these are government it's a government organization, and it's a board of people, and they have they talk about like none of them have powers, I think maybe one or two, but the superhuman commission is like it's a bunch of like it's very political, and it's like it involves the kind of stuff that she'll be dealing with. Basically they're the heads of different superhero departments, and they're humans, and they just talk about like if we release the villains from the raft and they destroy, I don't know, parts of China or Eurasia, who's going to have to pay for it? And then we do, it's all the legal work. It's all the legal and politics, and they all just talk around this big long table. And I think that's something that may be introduced into, because it makes sense.
Daredevil's supposed to be in this. Charlie Cox's Daredevil, which was reintroduced in Spider-Man, and Kingpin was reintroduced in.
They've recently re-announced that Marvel's announced that he'll be getting his own show back again.
Finally, and it's going to be in the same continuity as like the Netflix show.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
But it's not going to be as violent though. Like you're not going to see you're not going to hear the F word or. Which I'm fine with.
Just put a rating. Just put a rating and it. Like before the show, like regular syndicated television does. Put a rating, warning at the front, must be viewed with parental guidance if you're like beneath the ages of 15 or something.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they'll do it because it's the House of Mouse, and they're very.
I don't know. They still like because they have those episodes back, don't they?
Yeah, wasn't there some?
Is it on?
Yeah, it is on Disney Plus. But I think because they've also got the Hulu banner as well, it's kind of linked to that because Hulu.
All right. Right.
But I don't know. Make it work, Marvel. That Daredevil series, that Daredevil series was just amazing, and I stand by it. Like
it's probably season, man.
Yeah, the last season was amazing. The second season had its moments, but the third
I
season,
thought they were like, the second season did not, like we talked about this many times before. Second season did not need Kingpin in it at all. I thought Punisher was going to be in it throughout the entire season. No, he like goes away halfway, and then
he had like a weird 4 episode arc.
Same with like
Elektra.
The resurrection of Elektra, and I was like,
yeah,
it seemed very choppy. Like we're gonna donate all these episodes to Punisher, all these episodes to the Hand. Is it the Hand?
Yeah.
The Hand and Elektra, and then we're gonna go to Matt Murdock's youth, and then I was just like, ugh. And then they break up the team, the law team, Foggy Nelson, but by season 3, it's all just drama and just like real good, like tensions are rising. It's brutal. It's brittle. It hits. Oh, so good. So good.
It's very good. So do it like that or don't do it at all.
Yeah, do it. Who's the guy who wrote that season? Was it Stephen DeKnight or something? Or something? Drew Goddard.
Drew Goddard.
Yeah, Drew Goddard. Bring back Drew Goddard.
Wait, was he involved? Because I thought he was, and then he wasn't. And then Stephen.
Yeah, no. Season 2, he was involved, and then he left because he was I think he was writing that new Pacific Rim.
Oh, okay.
2, and then basically, season 2 was quite a mess, and then they were like, season 3, bring it back, and then as soon as he came back, everything just cleared up.
Yeah, but then they cancelled it within like a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, but we can't blame him for that.
No, we blame the Marvel deal, the Disney deal.
Yeah, the Netflix deal.
Yeah. But yes, I'm looking forward to She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
And it's nice to see Wong coming back. Wong seems like the Phil Coulson, the Nick Fury, the kind of
Wong. I love how Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme by default.
Yeah, because he wasn't blipped.
Yeah. So good. What else is there? Oh yeah. Another thing that I would like to talk about. Are you going to say anything as well? Is there anything you want to?
Yeah. There is something I want to say.
Go.
Okay, so I just watched The Lost City with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock.
Yep.
You know what? I really enjoyed it. It was a fun, like rom-com action movie, like in the same vein as Romancing the Stone.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
And it's nice to see like an older, like I hate saying this, but it's nice to see like an older actress getting this kind of role.
Yeah.
With a younger actor. I kind of cringed a bit when I was saying it because it shouldn't be. We shouldn't be having these kind of conversations.
Yeah.
But it was just really nice. It was just a really fun action movie. It had Brad Pitt as like a little cameo, and he was really good in it. But the thing I think people are turned off by this movie is the trailer and the promotion of this film.
That was my effect. It came up as like
hokey, a little bit
like it just seemed like flat out comedy.
Yeah, and it has heart, and it's got a really good story.
If I'm being honest with you, the trailer reminded me of what's that film with Kevin Hart and who's the guy who plays Olaf in
it's like a wedding movie.
Yeah, The Wedding Ring or something like that. Yeah, I was like that, and I'm sure the film isn't that bad. The Wedding Ring, because I've seen it on TV, but like that trailer is just so hokey and so like down your throat, kind of like American humor. It's gotta be loud.
Yeah,
explosions,
and there's got to be slapstick everywhere, and
then we got to do that pause for a joke.
Yeah, and we've got to have like a pop tune, and I think there was a lot against that movie, even the poster and the promotion of that film, which made me think imagine if the trailer was good and people wanted to, and made people want to see the movie.
Imagine if the trailer was good. Wow, that would solve a lot of the film industry's problems.
Yeah. Because you also got the conversation where the trailer shows everything. It's like a highlight reel of the movie.
Yes, it does. And this is a Daniel Radcliffe. Radcliffe is in it.
Yeah, he's an amazing villain.
Okay then.
I really enjoy this movie a lot. It's funny because it came out around the same time as Uncharted. Obviously, you know, they're both similar movies in terms of looking for treasure or of that nature.
All right.
I haven't seen Uncharted yet, and I think Lost City is a better adventure movie than Uncharted, and Uncharted is based on an adventure game. Yeah. So it's like how can a movie with no real franchise history be better than an adventure movie that's got history and is very rich in its
I kind of want to see this Uncharted film. I just want to see what it like, what it'll like, because it seems quite. I've been keeping an eye on it, and I'm like, if I had like a lazy Sunday, I probably would watch it.
Yeah, and yeah, there've been times like, should I just turn it on? Nah. I'm gonna watch Rescue Rangers instead, which also is very good. It's fun for the whole family.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch Rescue Rangers.
If you've got kids, the kids will love kind of, you know, the story, I think. But then the adults, and like especially our age, they're going to enjoy all the weird like pop culture references. Right. They make a really cool joke about like in the mid to early 2000s, how to say that animation feature that they use in movies where the eyes are kind of dead, like, you know, Beowulf and
right.
that kind of technique that they use. And then they make that joke where like, are you looking at us? Yes, of course I'm looking directly at you. I can't tell. You look like you're looking across the road, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll give that a watch.
Yeah, it's got a really good cast. John Mulaney, Andy Samberg. As you know, we're huge fans of. The Seen Anything Good Lately is a huge fan of John Mulaney and his just him in general.
Should we also mention the loss of Ray Liotta?
Yeah, that hit me kind of hard.
Yeah, that really sucked.
Goodfellas is like one of my favorite movies.
How did he possibly? He wasn't that old.
He died in his sleep.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Was that any kind of unique condition, or?
I don't think so. He was filming a movie and he just kind of passed away in his sleep.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, Hollywood lost a little bit of something, like a legend.
And again, like another kind of mafia kind of, like his career has been like the mafia kind of.
Yeah, a lot of that mafia.
Like Goodfellas.
A little bit of like comedies here and there, action films.
He was in the B movie.
He's been in a lot of B movies.
No, like he was in the B movie.
Yeah.
The Jerry Seinfeld animated classic.
But he did do a lot of B movies. Those like gun action ones. I was like, ugh. The ones that Bruce Willis is in a lot these days.
Like Bruce Willis, Frank Grillo, and Ray Liotta.
He
also was in that show. He was in that show with Jennifer Lopez, Out of the Blue, Into the Blue.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Where he also, fun fact about Ray Liotta, he was supposed to play Tony Soprano in The Sopranos because I think like HBO wanted a big actor playing, like a movie actor playing Tony Soprano.
Right.
But this was at the time where movie actors wouldn't go to TV.
Yeah, they wouldn't go to TV
because they thought it was beneath him. And then I think he was supposed to play someone else in the show, but he didn't. And then he's in the Many Saints in New York movie where he plays.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
he's kind of where he jumped back
And it's nice to see that he's like back he was in the Sopranos universe in the end
One
of
of
it all.
the, I think, I can't say fond memories because I didn't know him personally, but one of the like unique moments about him was when he, I'm assuming he's quite a like he's like an average kind of guy sometimes, because there's a great scene and he was in was it Paul Blart
Paul Blart,
he was in that other one, the one with Seth Rogen.
Observe and Report.
Yeah, Observe and Report. And basically he in that film, these Ray Liotta's in it, and he starts like he's supposed to be like playing some kind of mean, kind of like managerial kind of role, whatever. And he starts swearing his head off. He's just swearing. And then he just to like it just like gives you reveals a little bit about his character, like I don't know, it's like his real life character, his personality. Because he must have been there must be something gentle about him, because he when he was swearing in that scene, it was like he turned it into a blooper because he was doing it wrong anyway. But he turns around and he sees this woman who's an extra with her child, and turns around. He's just swearing his head off, like all the F words, all of them. And he's swearing at the top of it, and he turns around and he starts swearing some more because he almost bumps into the woman and her child. And then he realizes he was just like swearing, like cussing, like and cursing so viciously in front of this young little child. And he goes, "Oh my gosh!" Like he just transforms immediately on screen. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." He's like, "Oh my gosh, did you know he was behind us?" Like he's talking to the crew. "Did you know he was behind us?" I was like, "Oh my god." He's just like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." He walks off the set, like to restart the scene.
Yeah.
He's, "Oh my gosh." Oh my god. You can watch it. It's in the bloopers of Observe and Report, I think. But that's one of the scenes I was like, it really like he always plays those tough dudes, tough characters. And then when you see him just like completely just like he has manners, and he's just like really just very warm to that child. He's very concerned for him. I was like, it's quite interesting about him.
It was hard when I found out about his death, because I love Goodfellas, and I'll probably rewatch it again shortly.
He will be missed. He still had a lot to offer. I enjoyed him a lot in Marriage Story.
Oh, I forgot he was in that. Yeah. He was really that's an amazing movie as well.
Yeah.
Adam Driver's in that. Hey.
Perfectly cast in that film.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver were just fantastic. It's a shame they didn't really win anything cool.
Didn't they win like a screenwriting or something like that?
No. Laura Dern won something.
Was it?
Because she's like Hollywood royalty, though.
Yeah, she is Hollywood royalty.
She's Hollywood royalty. She's a gay activist.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose so. Yeah.
For gay rights.
She was in that.
They made a joke about it at like one of the award ceremonies. They had like the I think the Californian, maybe San Francisco gay choir, and they basically start singing about it, like all the films. They start singing about all the films when a gay moment occurred on screen, and then basically they ended the song with Laura Dern in A Marriage Story putting on shoes, Laura Dern, and then like Laura Dern in A Marriage Story, Laura Dern in Jurassic Park, Laura Dern, because she was like in the like when she wasn't acting and not appearing in what's it called John Lynch's films, David Lynch. Yeah, when she wasn't working, when she was on David Lynch's films, because she was like blacklisted for a little bit because of her activism. She's a staunch LGBTQ rights.
She's also in the iconic Alan episode where Alan came out.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
she has been like fighting for like rainbow equality, for like rainbow rights for like ages. And that kind of explains why she's kind of in she's also in Star Wars. They were all in Star Wars except for Ray Liotta. And Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson wasn't. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. Oh, she's gonna be in a Star Wars movie.
She's gonna play Anakin's mum in a spin-off movie. In a spin-off movie where she has where she has to
raise
fight.
a little Antichrist.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned that. I just watched the first episode of Obi-Wan.
Was it the first
episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Is that out now?
It's out. 2 episodes came out last night on Disney Plus. I've only seen 1, yeah.
How many episodes are there?
6 altogether, but they only premiered 2 last night.
I'm very excited. I'm very happy that you told me that.
And also, they do like a 3-minute recap of like the Obi-Wan story from like Phantom Menace to.
Oh yes, I'll definitely be watching that.
It's
I last
good to
saw
have
him in the Star Wars franchise. The last time I saw him, he was in Rebels, where he defeated Darth Maul in the desert because he was like he's been watching Luke from afar.
Yeah, and they kind of mentioned that a little bit as well.
And then Darth Maul shows up and with Ezra, and he's like, "Hello there." And then Darth Maul's like, "I can't believe I wasted my entire life looking for you, and I truly am the loser because blah 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 blah. I've wasted my whole life living for revenge when I should have just surrendered to the Force." And then basically he lets Obi-Wan like take him off, and then yeah. Oh, I'm so excited!
And you just can't hide it.
I can't fight it anymore. I've forgotten what I started fighting for.
Well, just don't go chasing waterfalls.
Because I can't fight this feeling anymore. Okay, never mind. One more thing I want to chat about, and it's connected to Star Wars. I love this tangent. We naturally, organically went to Star Wars from Marriage Story, from Ray Liotta to Marriage Story to Star Wars. Okay. So I want to talk about the trailer for Andor came out.
Never. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it, so I'm going to dance around.
You know what? I'm really iffy with the Star Wars shows.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think they've had that reputation. They've created that own reputation for them.
I've been hitting and missing with the films, if you ask me. The shows are good. The films,
yeah, and I think it's got a sour taste in my mouth. Like, The Last Skywalker really messed it up for me.
Yeah,
like there's so much wrong with that movie that it's messed up like almost a whole franchise. Because I love Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Wait, is it The Last Jedi? Last Jedi.
Yeah,
I love those 2 movies, but then the third one just really like.
Yeah, it really is a nasty taste. However, watching Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 and the book of Boba Fett has really brought me back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was my excitement coming out. Those 3 shows have really been, except for maybe the book of Boba Fett seemed a lot more like toned down, like a child. Yeah. Like it seemed like more of like an 80s. You know, back in the 80s where like kids films could do like dark crap, like Monster Squad and all that stuff. But that's what the show kind of seemed like. I was like, are you guys trying to be serious? Because he's supposed to be like a mob boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also like being really friendly. The show seems like, and this people think that this is something that's quite negative, but I really love. It seemed like, you know, when you get all your toys in the toy box and you just throw it on the ground, and they're from different brands of toys.
Yeah.
But like, what's if they were like, oh, we're part of some kind of like gang in this one city, and that's what the show like felt like to me.
Yeah.
Like just Boba Fett collecting his mafia,
His crew. Yeah.
his crew. And I was like, and he gets like a raincoat at the end. I was like, yeah, I dig that, because it's like something that kids are into. It seemed kind of kiddish, and even though it's supposed to be like quite serious at the beginning, the tone, they need to get the tone straightened out, because I think that's what's hurting that show. But
I loved all the Mando episodes though.
oh yeah, Mando's good.
Like all the Mando episodes in Book of Boba Fett, perfection. And then I'm like, can you just give me like season 3 now?
I felt like they like, don't take me away from. It did kind of take me out, because it made me want to watch The Mandalorian, and I'm like, he has his own series. Why would you need to plug him? He doesn't need to be plugged.
And I didn't really like what they did to my boy Timothy Olyphant.
No, I have a feeling he's gonna come back.
He better. He's so handsome.
Because his handsomeness stopped that beam of like that beam, the laser beam. It was like Zoolander, just like stopped there, and then like.
He's just so charismatic. I love him.
But he did get shot in the shoulder.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
People are like, fans are like, no, he got shot in the shoulder, and he just flung back down onto the ground.
As long as they don't kill him off. I need him in more Star Wars stuff.
Well, I want him to join them. I want him to join Boba's gang.
Yeah.
Also, back to Andor. Is it Andor? What the Andor Coruscant?
The Be All Andor. Be All Andor.
Andor Coruscant was played by Diego Luna in Rogue One.
Diego Luna. Whoever gets that reference, we'll get that reference.
He basically, this is a prequel, and it's about his journey to what made him make those life decisions to join the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
And ultimately sacrifice himself in Rogue One. And it looks fantastic. It's got a bunch of like, it seems like each of these different franchises, like they look like, whereas The Mandalorian is a Western, the Book of Boba Fett is kind of like a
mafia, like a gang.
Family mafia gang thing.
Yeah. This
movie is like a real resistance, like a real resistance movie, like a wartime movie.
Yeah.
Like occupied
Wall Street.
Occupied like Germany or something like that. Or France. And the resistance is like they're all recruiting, and who can we trust, who can we not trust, who are the rebel leaders, who are the rebel leaders we can trust, who are like actually like insiders. If you watch the trailer, you could barely tell. It seems like it could be like some kind of futuristic version of like set in our world of kind of like a dystopian future, but it's actually a Star Wars. You would like it looks fantastic. That's all I'm gonna say. Visually, it looks stunning. You would never like, if you look at it visually, you would never have guessed that was a Star Wars movie.
Well, Rogue One is probably one of the greatest Star Wars movies like over the last.
Well, I like Star.
Out of the kind of Disney administration, that's probably the best one.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go for The Last Jedi. Then I'm going for Force Awakens.
Yeah, but yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, you can watch it after this. Give it a watch. I'm gonna definitely take a look at Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. The first episode was quite good, so I'm excited to see what they're gonna do in the second episode.
Yeah. And
then the third, and then the fourth, and then the fifth, and then the sixth. I'll probably cry because it's all over.
Yeah.
Don't cry, it's over.
I can't
laugh
wait
because it happened.
I can't wait for add CM Darth.
Yeah. Apparently he's gonna have the castle on this.
What was that?
Apparently he's gonna have the castle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You mean the we already saw it once in Rogue One, isn't
Rogue One, yeah.
What's
apparently
it called again?
I know, but isn't it in Mustafa?
No, yeah, Mustafa. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get like Sorry, I think we're going to get a Darth Vader centric episode.
Ooh.
I have a feeling we'd have to, right? We'll have to get like a Darth Vader centric episode.
It's gonna have no. I feel kind of sad for how
they did the boy.
No, how they did Jar Jar. I think like everyone like there's hate, like disliking a character, but the hate for Jar Jar has gone way too far. Like the guy has thought about the actor who played him has thought about like committing sort of like harming himself. He's thought about harming himself because and he hasn't done any acting since, and there's something toxic about the Star Wars fandom that makes you want to do
Oh yeah. I think they're probably the worst fandom now. Like worse than Star Trek, worse than Doctor Who. They've like and like it's unnecessary as well. Like the whole Kelly Tran thing, the whole.
It's not that you can't just dislike him; you have to like hate him. Or, like that. There's like that person has like a family and kids.
He's like a life outside of movies.
Yeah, and they just blame the character when they should have just blamed George for
or the writer or the director. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't hate the actor, and I'm like, and if you don't like the character, you can change him. You can make him like
just retcon him.
You can save him and make him more endearing. Like, but instead they're like apparently in the books they've he becomes like Jar Jar. He regrets what he did to in the Senate, and he basically becomes like a homeless person or something. Well, it's rumored. It's rumored that
justice for Jar Jar.
Yeah, justice for Jar Jar, man. But yeah, that's all I'd say. They took it too far. Too far.
Yeah, the Star Wars fandom's really toxic now.
Yeah.
They used to be like nice. They were never really nice and innocent, but it wasn't as bad as it.
Fighting was what it was.
Yeah.
And now it's this way or no way at all. Like it's all.
I think it's also a generation thing as generations go on.
Yeah, generations get on. Yeah,
like we're gonna get there with the Marvel universe, and we're gonna get there in the Marvel universe in the next 5 years. Because we'll be like close to 20 years of a franchise or a universe to the very least.
Yeah.
So it's only gonna get worse.
Well, that's all I have for today's episode.
So that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, Chief.
All right. Thanks for listening, watching. Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on the Instagram. And hit the bell. Do all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching / listening. See you next week.
See you next week, guys. Bye.